Welcome to my views and news. Monday's first video, first news stories from Somaliland, where opposition parties have rejected extension granted to Musibai Abdi, whose term expired yesterday. There is political instability in Somaliland now. What is going to happen? UCID and Waddani issued a joint statement a few hours ago. Secondly, Wolkait Humera, Sagade, Western Tigray, Amhara. Official news sources a few hours ago shared some posts about Wolkait. I think these posts are a message from the Amhara region for Tigray, for Ethiopian federal government. Because in coming days, future of Wolkait will be decided. Future status. Will it be part of Tigray or Amhara? It will be decided in coming days. Thirdly, viewers, Eritreans protested in Vatican City a few hours ago. Videos of protesting Eritreans are being shared from Vatican City, which is the headquarters of a Roman Catholic Church. Why are Eritreans protesting there in Vatican City? Firstly, we are Somaliland, a self-declared country in the Horn of Africa. Somalia says that Somaliland is part of Somalia, unrecognized by most of the world. Somaliland is very strategic and there is political instability in Somaliland these minutes when I'm recording this video, which is expected to continue. What happened? On the 13th of November, President Musibai Abdi's term expired. 5-year term expired. Presidential election could not be held on time. It was due to, it should have been held on the 13th of November yesterday, but Musibai Abdi's term expired. Before that, National Election Commission of Somaliland in September announced that it will need around 9 months to hold elections. It was facing financial, technical, administrative issues. So election will be held in July next year. Musibai Abdi's term expired, but Gurti, which is upper house of Somaliland's parliament, granted 2-year extension to Musibai Abdi. The extension was rejected by opposition parties, Waddani, led by Abdi Rahman, and UCID of Faisal Warabe. The two parties last night issued a joint statement. What did the two parties say? UCID and Waddani opposition parties say that Musibai Abdi is not the president of Somaliland now. After the 12th of November, he is now former president of Somaliland. The two parties already rejected extension granted to Musibai Abdi by upper house of parliament. Again, the two parties said that extension was unconstitutional. But the two parties said that they respected the timeline given by National Election Commission. So it means the two parties will participate in elections in July next year. Fourthly, the two parties say that they respect all institutions of Somaliland, they recognize them, parliament, forces, etc. But they are urging forces, the forces must not obey illegal orders of Musibai Abdi. They are urging calm, but they have not said anything about their future plans. Election will be held after around 8 months. What will happen in the next 8 months? Will Musibai Abdi continue working as president, which he is likely to do? If it happens, what will UCID and Waddani do? Will they launch some sort of street movement? Will they go for legal battle they have not announced any line of action so far. They have only rejected Musibai Abdi's extension. So that is why things are volatile, not clear. The international community is issuing statements calling for calm, that the parties should resolve the political dispute through dialogue. UCI and Waddani say that they were not consulted when Gurti granted 2-year extension to Musibai Abdi. So overall, there is political instability in Somaliland. Let's hope that this instability does not turn into chaos like we saw in Somalia last year when Farmajo was granted extension and opposition parties and militias loyal to them, they stormed Mogadishu, Somalia's capital. There was fear of a civil war. Then the lower house of parliament revoked extension granted to Farmajo. Things are under control. No protests in Hargeisa, Somaliland's capital. But last night, reportedly, after the press conference of opposition parties, some small protests were seen in Borko and some other towns. We have 2 clips for you showing protests which erupted last night after Waddani and UCID rejected Musibai Abdi's extension and said that he was not president of the country anymore. Watch the clip showing last night's protests. Secondly, viewers, Amhara regional government through a post is once again making it clear that Wolkait is part of the Amhara region. Wolkait Humera Sagade is Western Zone. Tigray calls it Western Tigray. Amhara region calls it Wolkait Humera Sagade. And a few hours ago, Amhara official news sources, I am not talking about unofficial news outlets, Amhara Communications, official news sources shared some pictures from Wolkait. The pictures are from a park, Kaptia Humera National Park, which is in Western Zone. It's in Wolkait Humera Sagade. And the caption on this post on the pictures is a beautiful natural park in Amhara region, Wolkait, Sagade and Satit Humera zone. Amhara region is sending a clear message to Tigray regional government, Ethiopian federal government, that the park in the Western zone in Wolkait Humera is in Amhara because the zone is part of the Amhara region. This is one of the core issues between Tigray region and Amhara region. Both regions have their claims to this zone, Western zone and Southern zone as well, which is Raya. The two zones are under the control of Amhara forces, ENDF, Ethiopian National Defense Force. No final decision has been made about the future status of Raya and Wolkait. The agreement signed Pretoria 12 days ago states that the agreement about disputed territories will be made through dialogue. It means dialogue will be held. But before that, Amhara region is sending a message that Wolkait is part of Amhara. And last night, Tigray regional government proposed 2 amendments to the peace agreement signed in Pretoria, South Africa. Tigray regional government wants a change in the agreement. The agreement was between Tigray regional government and Ethiopian federal government, not between TPLF and federal government. TPLF is a political party. It is part of Tigray government, but it is not Tigray government only. Secondly, Tigray regional government said that the government, Tigray regional government, was an elected government formed after regional election held in September 2020. No one can dissolve the government. Only people of Tigray can dissolve the government. Though in the agreement signed in Pretoria, South Africa, Tigray negotiators agreed on installation of an interim setup in Tigray. Dissolving of Tigray regional government was agreed by Tigray negotiators in South Africa. So it seems that there are several questions which are still unanswered. It's not that all outstanding issues between Tigray region and Amhara region, Tigray region and Ethiopian federal government have been resolved. No, it will take some time. It will take wisdom and maturity to resolve these issues. Otherwise, there could be resumption of armed hostilities. Let's hope, let's pray that the sides resolve their disputes through dialogue. If they keep on issuing statements, it will not serve any purpose. Amhara region is sending a clear message that Wolkait is part of Amhara. Tigray says the same, that Wolkait is part of Tigray, not Amhara. Thirdly, viewers, Eritreans yesterday protested in the Vatican City. Vatican City is the headquarters of a Roman Catholic Church. The protest was against the arrest of a Catholic bishop who was arrested by Eritrean government. His name is Fikramarim Hagos. Fikramarim Hagos arrived on Asmara airport in October. It was the 15th of October when he arrived on Asmara airport from abroad. While he landed at the airport, immediately after that, he was arrested by Eritrean police. Where is he? Why was he arrested? No details shared by Eritrean government. That is why this protest was held for the release of Fikramarim Hagos, who is in detention in Eritrea. Protesters chanted slogans against Eritrea, saying that there was no religious freedom in Eritrea. Eritrean government claimed the religious harmony in Eritrea, that Muslims, Jews, Christians, all religions, all religious denominations are free to practice their religion. But human rights organizations, religious organizations, they have been protesting against limited religious freedom in Eritrea. They say that not all Christian denominations are allowed to worship freely in Eritrea. Same is the case with other religious denominations too. Thank you for watching.